This is the Barrie Rose Podcast, where I talk to content creators and advocates in the progressive space, ultimately making the world a better place. And today, I'm with the incredible Dr. Jeanius, who is a board certified OBGYN, but I see you as a medical professional and creator who is working to destigmatize and educate on uh, abortion or reproductive justice. How would you describe yourself?
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I feel so honored to be in the presence of everyone that you've been interviewing. And I would say that I do see myself as an OBGYN that focuses primarily on abortion care and also contraception, because I'm also a complex family planning subspecialist. But then I hope what I also do is talk about racial disparities, and then making people just feel really empowered with the choices that they're trying to do when it comes to their healthcare.
Yeah, I love that. I especially in it is especially a vulnerable space. So it would definitely serve to have someone who's helping you feel empowered there. So I have some questions for you. What inspired you to start making content around this?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think because I am an OBGYN, I sometimes see patients who actually have lots of stories about what they've seen on social media, which is a lot of misinformation. So I wanted to be in the spaces where people could get accurate information that's accessible, digestible, so then they feel more empowered to kind of make their decisions. And then you kind of alluded to it to before too, like it's like vulnerable spaces. So I feel like there's lots of like taboo topics like contraception, abortion, periods. Like there's so many taboo things that we don't talk about. And I feel like when we don't talk about it, there's silence. And in that silence, there's a lot of misinformation that fills in the void. So I wanted to kind of fill in those gaps, fill in those voids, be able to just make people feel like they also have the opportunity to get like evidence based medicine that's very easy for them to understand, and then also help to actually relate back to their own life.
Mm. So did you just start creating because you saw that need out there, like you didn't see anyone doing it, or did it kind of start as an accident?
I would say it did not start as an accident because I was not on TikTok until I started making TikTok things. I would say it's because when in like my training, so I was in fellowship training, and they would give us all these great opportunities of how doctors can be advocates. So it was typically where you'll probably see doctors is like testifying for a hearing, talking to representatives, writing op ed pieces. And these are great ways to advocate. But during these workshops, they never talked about utilizing like social media. Like they never talked about that as a way for a way to advocate. And I always was like, well, if I want to advocate to people, I want to advocate to like a younger version of myself. And when I was younger, I would get all my information from my other young friends who didn't know anything and internet. So then I wanted to be an internet. So I think that's how it kind of started my journey of like, as doctors, we are supposed to be advocates, but then I think there's still like this weird disconnect of social media being a professional venue for advocacy, but the impact is so great. It's where you can actually reach people. So I intentionally was like, I want to be that person that is on social media.
Mm. Yeah, I actually recently saw this video of yours where you were just showing like what the process of what it is when you have an abortion,
Mhm.
even.
Yeah, yeah,
And that was kind of demystifying because I didn't actually know like the step by step of what one does.
yeah. And
So
most,
super.
yeah. Hmm.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say most people don't. Most of my videos occur because so many patients say the same thing, like, "Oh, I didn't know an abortion procedure looked like that." And so that I want to, again, like demystify lots of information within healthcare.
Yeah, that is so important because there is so much misinformation online.
Mhm.
So, yeah, yeah. And also, thank you for doing the gender neutral bathrooms. I saw a video where you put up a sign that's like gender neutral bathroom.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That one has like so many reactions, and it's insane how people can't understand that it's something so simple to create welcoming space for everyone that doesn't cause harm. It's very simple, but hopefully one day it'll be back to being normal and not being
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially in a medical setting, I don't feel that often. But okay, so I was doing a deep dive on your work, and you've been doing this series, Breaking Bias: Black Legacy in Reproductive Health.
yeah.
Can you talk about that? What inspired that, and what does that entail?
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely. So this is like I actually don't always like really create like a series, but this was something that was so meaningful for me. So with Breaking Bias, what it tries to do is like highlight Black pioneers that I typically overlooked and really uplift their contributions when it comes to health and medicine. And it also sheds light on some of the historical injustices that continues to shape healthcare disparities. And essentially, almost everything that I've talked about during that series is nothing that I was ever trained or taught either in medical school, as an OBGYN, or in fellowship, which is like outstanding because it has such a huge impact on how we treat patients and view patients. So I really wanted to have the opportunity to, like, praise people like Dr. Rebecca Lee Crumpler, who was like the first Black woman physician, praise Black doulas, praise midwives, and then also discuss some things like our Black maternal mortality, morbidity rates, and how we need to continue to fight for reproductive autonomy and really show how history informs our present and also our future.
Ah, yeah, such a vast array of information, but it all interrelates. It is great, really great to see that history, because you don't really see that anywhere else, or I haven't really come up and there's so much within that I wouldn't know. So it's super interesting.
Yeah. And it influences how people are taken care of. So I think at least every healthcare provider, I think, should actually watch my series. So maybe I'll try to make it a curriculum for like med school somewhere.
Oh, that's yeah.
We can try.
Yeah. Did they touch on anything like that in med school?
No, which is what's so like disturbing. Like I actually still remember learning about Dr. Marion Sims in med school. Like I remember learning how he's like the father of modern gynecology. He helped develop like the speculum, some other instruments, and he's really well known for as like the guy that has taught us all of our techniques on taking care of fistulas. So I remember that's Marion Sims. That's how I know him as the guy that helped us perfect our techniques on fistulas. But like no one ever mentioned that he perfected this technique by experimenting on enslaved Black women
Mm.
without obviously their consent and also without any anesthesia. So when you
Mm.
think about all the harm that he did on those Black bodies, it's terrifying. Um, but never mentioned. I think they're trying to mention it now, but when I was
Mm.
in school, that was something that was never talked about. And then you still might go into society meetings where they still praise him and they get really upset that people are trying to like rewrite history and characterize him as a villain when in fact he's a villain.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even rewriting history, it's just including the whole of the history.
Yes, yes, that's
Like the
exactly.
whole story. Yes, I hope that we get the whole story. I feel like that I had that big realization sometime after high school when I realized like there was big amounts of history that we weren't being taught. And then I read this book called um what The People's History of the United States. I think it's Howard Zinn.
Hmm.
Um, which I should check on that if that's the actual title.
I
Um,
did something like that too. I remember when I was volunteering, my friend who's a lawyer loved that book. And I remember I was still intimidating, but I've heard lots of it is something like what you're saying. I feel like it is the title, but we could double check too.
yeah, I'll double check on that. But anyway, I'm glad you're spreading truth because ultimately that is what we need. We can't just like wash over,
Yeah.
tell the narrative that's been told that's not the full story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. One thing, a big question I wanted to ask you is, as we know, in the last couple of years, the national abortion protection has been taken away,
Hmm.
and it's up to the states to decide. And so, what is one thing that we can do or people can do to help change those laws and restore abortion care, or even advocate for themselves when it feels kind of big? It is really big. I mean,
It is really big. But I think when someone actually just shared me like this expression, like we all have to like eat parts of the pig, not the pig, the elephant. I am butchering this. But big. It's a big elephant, and we all have to take our bits and chunks out of it to like eat it. Wow, I just butchered that expression. But anywho, even though it is a big topic, I think we all can do lots of small things to kind of help change it and combat it. The number one thing I would always say is for people to stay engaged, right? So, staying engaging can look a variety of different ways. It can mean that you are talking to representatives, calling them, making sure that whenever you see a ballot that your state is passing that protects abortion care or increases access, you are voting for it. Voting is still very important, even though we're in this like weird landscape, and also supporting and amplifying things such as abortion funds because they're the ones that are helping people still access abortion clinics. And then really small thing for people to do, but it has such a huge impact. It's just having lots of conversations like we are. We're talking about the issue, we're putting it out there. It doesn't have to be like on like a platform of social media, but it could just be like conversations that you're having at dinner with your friends, with your families, with like anyone. And all these little bites and pieces can help shift the larger culture around reproductive rights.
Mm, yes. And I actually love that imagery about if there was a giant elephant and we are all eating a small part.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to say we should be eating elephants, but I like that idea of like we each have a piece in the whole.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so true.
Mhm.
And I mean, I feel like I'm learning things every day, just even making content on abortion. Like people share, or even reproductive rights, people share their own stories and they're
Yeah.
very unique. And you see that there's so many different situations that where people would need access to care.
Mhm. I just saw your post too, and I loved it. Where the neighbor had a like a their thoughts about what abortion care is supposed to look like, but then when they're seeing their neighbor like needing to go through that process, it kind of makes them go like, "Oh, okay, I can understand how my views can change." And That's how people are doing so in real life. They may not really think about
Mm,
it, but when they see loved ones or people that they know going through the experience, it kind of just opens their mind a little bit more. So, thank you for sharing
mm.
and highlighting that part as well. It's all parts of increasing conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for watching that. Uh, and yes, definitely dialogue and humanizing things feels like it is the way to change.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, what keeps you sane and balanced through all that's happening in the world?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'm sane, but
I mean, you appear to be.
but honestly, I think setting boundaries is super helpful for me. Meaning that I can understand when I can finally, like, if I have to say no to something, I say no to it. And then I don't add more to my plate. Pretending to eat healthy and exercise has been kind of helping me stay sane. But then if I need like a piece of red velvet cake to help out, that it's okay, delicious. So leading into that. And then just really honestly knowing that I can't help others or pour into this work if I have an empty cup. So making sure that I keep my cup as full as possible.
Yes. Would you say red velvet cake is your favorite kind of cake?
It for sure is. Yes. I'm a weird person. I don't like chocolate cake. And I know that red velvet cake is chocolate cake,
Oh,
but I don't know. Like, I love red velvet cake, but I can't really tolerate chocolate cake, so beats me what's going on there. Yeah,
mm.
I know. It's weird.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what is put into red velvet cake to make it like that.
I don't know either, but um it
I'll
definitely
have to look.
yeah.
Yeah. So, what gives you hope for the future with all this in mind? Future of reproductive rights.
Yeah.
Maybe you answered that.
You know what? I think what gives me hope is definitely younger folks. So like Gen Z and Gen Alpha, you guys are like some like very inspirational folks because you are not like apologetic. You do not take what is the status quo. Like when you guys are seeing something that's wrong, you are challenging these symptoms of oppression. And just seeing how active you guys are is actually really, it gives me hope because I'm like, okay, at least they're in it and they'll be here for way longer than I am. And they're just like boom, boom, boom. So the young people, I would say, definitely give me hope. Hmm.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like they're more online than ever and vocal about things.
Yeah. And also just like aware of things. Like I don't think I was like aware of things when I was like younger or in my 20s. Like I knew things were happening. Granted, I guess I was in med school, so I was just like reading a book all the time. But you guys are just like out there and it's amazing. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, yeah, I feel like I've only been tapped in the last couple of years. Like throughout my 20s, like I'm in my 30s now. And I did not, I wasn't like politically active or something.
Mary, you
But I don't think there's ever, sorry,
no,
what? Your
I'm
internet?
just you look so good. I actually thought you were in your 20s. I was like, yeah, y'all.
Um, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. But yeah, it's never too late to learn or get engaged, but I do believe in the future for sure.
Yeah.
So, well, your handle is at Dr. Genius. It's Jeanius. That's right, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there where can people find you on social media?
Yeah, they can find me on TikTok, Instagram with that same handle. And then on Blue Sky, I'm Dr. Jeanius, Jeanius, MD.
Okay. Oh yeah, just curious, what state are you in? Or like where are you based at?
I'm in DC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. I hope to be there soon.
Yay! Well, we should connect if you make it over. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, is there anything else you want to share?
I mean, like, thank you so much again for inviting me. I am just so excited whenever we can talk about reproductive justice and to think about reproductive justice so globally that it is to protect the right for people to have the right to have children, not have children, and also to parent in safe, sustainable environments. So that means we have to fight for so many different aspects when it comes to reproductive health care.
Yes, that's such a great way to put it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for all you do and all you're continuing to do in the real world as well. And on the online world, which is also real because it hits real people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hope you just continue to do what you're doing, and I hope we connect in real life and online in the future.
Yeah. Same here, Barry. And thank you for doing everything that you do. You're such a visible light and inspiration for so many folks. So keep doing what you're doing too.
Thank you. You're also a bright light, and all the bright lights together will create the sun.
I like that idea. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everyone who is watching, and please like, subscribe, share it, talk about reproductive rights, talk about reproductive justice, and follow Dr. Genius for more amazing content.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.
Bye. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.